didn't start on time, and I could, when you're lucky to get these people, so you can't be hammering them down. Well, you're 2 minutes late, and I'm not the type of person. I'm really not. So I met with the background singers, on point, done, ready. So my drummer, Gerard, came first. He was the first musician there, and he, I had told them, I said, we got background singers. They was like, okay, just like that. They didn't know I had singers. You know what I'm saying? So Gerard came in and he heard them sing, and he's like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got real singers. I'm gonna have to really play. Negro, you supposed to really play anyway, so, but it was a welcoming feeling to know that, okay, all right, that what we got? So, and everybody, the musicians who came in later was like, they heard a little bit of it, because again, they could only stay, I think they could only stay till like 1 o'clock, a little bit after 1, then they had to go. And they did hear him, and they was like, okay. But let me tell y'all something. That Saturday rehearsal, those guys were ready. They had took that material home, learned it, got it in their souls, and they came with it. And that made me feel a little bit better. That really made me feel a little bit better. And the ticket sales would go on and everything like that. And even Lori K called me. She texted me. Guys, this is what she said. Honestly, this is what she said. She said, Teddy, congratulations. Your ticket sales are really active. I'm like, well, what did you think? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I was glad, and besides, I had been on the site to, kind of keep activity on with the ticket sales and stuff like that. I was checking my own self, But she says, congratulations, this ticket stuff is really going, she says, do you have any other friends like you? Because I have some other dates that, it's kind of iffy. But if we have other artists like you with this kind of energy, I'll be more than happy to talk to them. So I thought that was funny. oh, now you're talking to me now, huh? So anyway, I think another really big challenge that I had was, I know me, guys. I know what I have to do to zone in. And my niece and my great nephew are here with me at the house. And guys, I just needed to be by myself. I just needed me. I just needed me and God. That's all I needed. Not that they're in the way. I just needed some solitude. And one of the hardest things I had to do, to me, was I had to ask them, listen, y'all gotta give me 4 days. At least 4 days to myself. I needed that so I could think. So I could do. That's just me. So I don't know. I know I didn't say it negatively. I just said, listen, I need about 4 days to myself. And they said okay. And so I, which was a blessing to me because it was so much that I had to do. I had to break down the house and get this ready because we rehearsed over here. And thank God I had the equipment that we could have a decent rehearsal in here and hear really how the sound could be or should be. I got microphones and monitors and wedges and stuff like that. So, good rehearsal Saturday. But in addition to that, I had, there were some unexpected challenges at one of the churches that I played for. My MOM had an out of town. Well, I don't know what, but he said that he wasn't going to be there that Sunday on the 23rd. boy, I almost broke because I knew that was added extra responsibility. And that meant that I had to learn additional music on top of the music for my show. And like I said, guys, I got to get that stuff inside of me. Even if I'm not teaching, it's got to be inside of me. And then, when you have one member of your band not there, then you gotta bring it. And I was not in the mind space of learning some more material. But you know what? I approached it differently, because I started to, honestly, I'm being just transparent with you. I started to get a little attitude about it. I don't need this. But God wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me. It was almost like he was testing me. Do you really want this? Then do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Things may get in your way, but you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. And you know what? That changed my whole attitude. Guys, I had to learn that material. And I learned it on top of what I had to do. And we killed it. We killed it. When I tell you, we had I was up to 2 a.m. Sunday morning of the date of the event. This is March 23rd, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting last minute changes, doing things, making sure, because, we're all time restricted. They wanted us at the place at 1 o'clock. Sometimes we don't get out of church at 12:15, and if you're really going, guess what? You ain't getting out until 12:45 or something like that. But what I did was, I had already told, to keep people at my Sunday church that I listen, guys, I gotta leave. Maybe 12:30. That's the latest. And guys, this was our church anniversary. You know what goes on at church anniversaries? That means everything is elongated. What else could happen? But I love my Antioch Lithonia folks. I love them, and they've been very, very good to me. And I just, I didn't want to do them any kind of way, So, and keep in mind, I had Saturday church, and I didn't want to short them, so I had to give out. I did ask Pastor Johnson, I typically do 3 songs, and I just said, Pastor, can I just do 2? And, after, could I leave? Then it was almost like God was saying, if you really want this, first giving out to God. Don't shortchange. Don't just do this any kind of way and expect for you to give it all right here. You got to give it all everywhere. And that's what I did. I gave all at rehearsal Saturday. I gave all at my Saturday church. I came home and in preparation stayed up to 2 o'clock in the morning getting things together. And thank you, George Levitt. He gave me some great wisdom. He said, listen, to be greater, you got to do what you need to do to be greater. Not just great, not just good. You got to do what you need to do to be greater, to be great. And that's extra. So I gave my all Saturday, got caught up, and I'm singing, I'm playing. I'm just like, I'm supposed to be reserving my voice, but I gave all because God has been too good to me. I knew what I wanted from him, and I didn't want to shortchange him or his people. So, I was out of gas. Saturday night, I was out of gas. But I woke up Sunday morning and I was so happy. I was so happy. It was a beautiful day. I woke up, sunshine. It was like 60-something degrees. And, if you wake up in Atlanta 60, guess what? It's going to be 80. And It started out a great day. I had a really, really good feeling inside of me. You know, I packed up my car that night. Everything was in the car ready, everything, you know, because I didn't know if I would have time to come back home before the kid. So I was ready. Guys, I was on 10. I was on 10. You know, I went to church zipping around. I was happy. I knew the material, you know, and it was checking me out. It was like, okay. And I'm going around asking everybody, hey, you coming? You coming? Today at 4 o'clock, you coming? You know, and God help babies and fools. Say that one more time. God help babies and fools. And even though I had made the necessary communications to people at the church to let them know that listen, I gotta leave. Pastor did not know. And so I went to him Sunday morning, and I talked to him one-on-one, and I just said, Pastor, what, I love this church. I love, and I'm not trying to slight. I said, but, I got a show at St. James today, and I gotta leave. I already told folks, I don't know, but how about he didn't know? So, but what he did tell me is that, Ted, I appreciate you, coming to me and telling me these, because I don't like surprises. Yeah, rightfully so. When you got an organization and a ministry, where he going? You're supposed to know. So I did tell the right people, and guys, look, I was looking at that, but I shouldn't have been looking at the clock, because when you pray, leave it alone. Leave it alone. If you pray and believe, leave it alone. Don't worry about the time. You're going to get on to it's going to work out. I don't care. But I was looking at the clock. It's 12 o'clock. I'm like, come on. And, boy, they got to get church history. They got to get testimonials and stuff like that. It's 12:05. I'm just like, hey. And we were not through with the musical selections. We had one more song to do. And I turned around and looked at Jerome, my bass player, and I said, Jerome, we got it. Because we had talked. We said, well, we're going to leave like 12. Because we had to be at the thing at 1 o'clock. But we hadn't did the second song yet. So I turned to JJ and said, hey, man, listen, we got to stay till the second song. We got to do that. So I think about 12:10, we were doing the second song, and we went to around 12:20, and we killed it. I mean, well, when I say killed it, we really did. Yeah, the singers did a good job. We did a good job. And listen, when they sing that last note, I turned that organ off. Okay, bye. And we went on over to the theater, to the venue, and y'all challenges just did not stop. It didn't stop. What else could happen? What else? So my guitar player, Wiz, took an Uber to the event. And keep in mind, it can't just be you on 10. It can't just be you with the good energy. I mean, to really be, it's got to be a unit thing. We all got to want this. We all got to be on the same page. And so Wiz, I noticed he had a thing on his face. He said, man, I left my pedal bar in the Uber. And guys, people who play guitars or musicians, your stuff is your stuff. And I knew he was somewhere else. And I didn't need that. I didn't want that on me. Because I had too much to do. I got to be in the right mind space, heart, mind, and soul for me to deliver. I can't just be up there singing songs. I gotta share my heart. And but I told Wiz, I said, Wiz, don't worry about it. God knows you. He knows what we're trying to do. Just make the necessary phone calls and don't worry about it. I know that's easier said than done, but then listen to me. Don't worry about it. If you believe it, if you believe he'll take care of you, he'll work it out, he will. So I did tell him that, but I couldn't stay there. I had to, because I had too many other things going on. And I could tell he was somewhere else. And so the place is filling up, everybody is there, they got the sound guy there, so we're trying to get oh God, at sound check, we almost had a run-in with the sound guy because we were playing too loud. And typically, what I do, guys, it's not that I play too loud. It's just I gotta feel it for me to give it. If it's not there, it doesn't push me. So it was a little bit loud. But let me just say this. Let me just say this to y'all, artists and musicians. When you got a competent sound guy, let him do his job. You do yours. Let them do their job. They know what they're doing. That ain't no Amazon sound system in there. They got a professional sound system. That means that they're not gonna put a junior person on a board like that with a system like that. They're gonna put somebody in there that knows what the heck that they're doing. And he did come to me. He said, Ted, listen, I know what you're trying to do. I got this. Because more importantly, I wanted the audience. Look, if it's a thump, I want them to feel that. If it's a snare, I want them to feel that. If it's crispness on the vocals, I want them to hear that. So he said, don't worry, I got this. And what also, so keep in mind, we was playing loud. He would turn it down at the board, and I'm just like, you doing? So Jared, my business manager, he came up to me because he was sitting out in the audience while we were doing the sound check. He said, Ted, don't worry. He said, it sounds good. And I looked at him and I said, are you sure? And that's what you want. You want a layman. Maybe somebody who is not a professional. You want a layman because that's who's in the seats. Just regular people. So if he says it sounds good, and I know music is subjective, but he said it sounded good. So I had to relinquish it. I had to let that go. And let him do his job. Let a professional do his job. So I didn't have time to come. My plan was because I don't stay far from St. James. I was going to take an Uber back home because I just wanted to be by myself just for a couple of minutes. But see, like I said, God help babies and fools. I had packed my clothes in the car just in case because I really did not have time to come back home. So things were moving really, really quick. And they are, listen, St. James, they're on point. Listen, you got 1 hour to do a sound check. After that, that's it. And well, we did get a chance to go over just the intros and a little bit of each songs. And like I said, I felt good about who we had, and they're all pros, and so it was time. It was time, and the place started filling up. And I knew how many people, because I kept check on the tables. I kept check on the site. You can go to the site and see what was being sold. So I was feeling really, really good because there were seats selling in the balcony. The whole first floor was gone, was sold out. And people were calling me. People were texting me, say, "Hey, can't wait to be there." Blah 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 blah. And that really. It really felt good. That really made me feel good to say, hey, Teddy, we can't wait. We're excited. It was like excited like me, So it was, but that's pressure. That's more pressure on you, because these people waiting, they want it, so, but it was nearing time, and I went downstairs and I grabbed one of my friends, Ron Ashley, and say, hey, come on up here and pray for us. Pray with us and for us. And he did, and he delivered a really powerful, he prayed with power. It wasn't one of those, Lord, God, we here, we need you. It was one of them type of prayers. He came with it. I felt good about that, and so, but what happened Sunday at that show, at that event, it was more than just a show. It was more than just a concert. It was more. I was blessed. People were blessed. I couldn't, after the concert, I couldn't leave to go take care of the rest of the business because people were just in line shaking my hand, just saying, oh my God, that was so good. That was so good. I needed that. And when I tell you, it was absolutely whelming. And I really didn't know because, when you're in it, you're not aware, but when you take a moment to come out of it, and like I said, I didn't know. I was just trying to do a good job. I was just trying to be my best. And, I could feel it, but again, I wasn't aware. And it wasn't until I came home and people started sending me videos. And when I saw those videos, I was overwhelmed. Because God did what he said he would do. I asked for extra, and he gave me extra. I was out, y'all. I was out of energy. I was out. But I remember praying the night before. God, give me extra. Give me extra. And he gave it to me. He gave me extra. I don't know where the energy came from. But he gave it to me. He gave it to all of us. He gave it to all of us. When I saw those videos and heard what was going on, I was overwhelmed. Y'all just don't understand. To have a vision come true. I always wanted to sound like that. I wanted to sound good. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to inspire and encourage people. And that's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. People kept texting me. Thank you. I needed that. I needed that. Oh, it was overwhelming. Oh, God. But to top it off, the next morning, about 5:30 a.m., one of my background singers, Tel Maria, sent me a voice message. She said, I wanted to tell you this, I wanted to share this with you. But I thought, for me to get all of this out, I'd leave you a voice message. And keep in mind, I don't really know these guys. I mean, this is like our second gig. And Tal said, she said, Teddy, God spoke to me to tell you. She said, first, give it honor to God. That was more than just a concert. That was more than just a show. She said, what I heard, what I received, she said was your perseverance. How you called for over a year. How you did not give up. How you did not give up on your faith. She said that it was an example to me. How you went through. You didn't care about the money. You went forward. And that's what I wanted to share with you. Don't you ever give up on what God has given to you. That seed, that vision, that gift, whatever it is, don't you ever. I don't care how old, how long. Yes, Sarah was old, way beyond childbearing stages. Sarah had even given up the fever for her husband. She didn't even want a husband touching her. But God had promised her and told her she would have a child. She said, I'm too old. I don't even want him. Don't touch me. I don't want to touch him. I'm not having no babies. I said, what did I say? I said you was going to have a baby. She said, I'm too old. And she laughed. And God heard it. Wait a minute. Did you laugh at me? Did you laugh at what I said? Do you know who I am? If I said, it so shall be. Is there anything too hard for God? Do you know who I am? So listen, don't you ever give up. That's what happened Sunday is evidence when you don't give up. So thank you. Whew, I had to get that out. I had to get that out. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody, to all of the churches. Let me see if I can remember this. Mount Ebenezer, United Faith, Pleasant Hill, Asol, Antioch, Lithonia, all my IBMers, all my friends, all my family. Kim, my niece daughter, number one, flew in from Chicago. Tiffany was there, and some of our old neighborhood friends. Fuji, one of my mentees. It was awesome. It was awesome. Sheena, I knew these kids. I knew them when they were babies, and it was Marion. It was just good. It really was it was good to see everybody. It really was. So thank you to my band members, Gerard Black, who played drums, Jerome J.J. Stevens, who played bass, Juan Wiz Mitchell, who played guitar, Michael McLemore Jr., who played keys, who was the MD. Oh my God. To Jared Jackson, who pitched in, business manager, to Tal Marita, Kenner, Tal, you know what I'm talking about, who came and wrecked it on I Know, who thought it was her show, but I'm just kidding. To Candace Mumphrey, who did the tribute to Aretha. Thank you, Candace. And don't wreck me on stage like that, Candace, singing all them great notes and runs. Don't do that. You know, I had an out about it. You see, I turned around and told you, don't do that to me, you know. And Lamont Hill, I am forever grateful for lending me you all's talent. And thank you to each of you who wished me, who prayed for me, wished me well wishes. It was received, and I just gave it back. Flow to you, from me to you, from him to me to you. It was great. It was absolutely great. Thank you to Lori Williams, to Monia Crawford, Brian Andrews, to the St. James owners and staff. You know, it was really good. And are you ready for the next one? Are you ready? I can't hear you. Well, leave me a note. And you know what? Please, if y'all got pictures or videos, post them. Please. And thank you so much. Thank you. It was a little bit longer, you know, but thanks for tuning in to Teddy Talks. And I got some more stories. All right. Listen, last bit of advice: don't order for Temu. I ordered some mugs. What am I supposed to do with this? Have a great day. Bye.